America, we use this to eat, but in China they use these. So can Beijing's restaurants handle hordes of hungry Olympic visitors, their dizzying array of tastes, and their lack of experience with chopsticks? In this episode, see how Beijing is preparing for the additional 1.5 million mouths it has to feed during the 2008 Olympics, and how the city hopes to make a food festival out of the Olympic Games. Then, these restaurants are cooking up Chinese cuisine that may surprise you. Find specialties that speak to your taste buds, just in time for a trip to the Olympics. All coming up now on Beijing Are You Ready? In China, most likely if you're not eating, you're talking about your next meal.
食品对于中国的文化是十分重要的，它在中国的历史文化传统当中占有十分重要的地位。
Whether welcoming a guest, hanging out with friends, or clinching a business deal, chances are it's done sitting at a huge round table over a 10-course banquet. And Beijing's gearing up for its biggest banquet yet. It's preparing for the additional 1.5 million mouths it has to feed during the 2008 Olympics. That includes 10,500 Olympic athletes. The city has to be sure that the food and water they're providing is clean, fresh, and safe. To meet this challenge, Beijing and the Beijing Organizing Committee for the Olympic Games launched the Food Safety Program in 2005. A new set of food safety standards, based on recommendations by the World Health Organization, was put in place. The impact of these safety regulations extends beyond Beijing. That's because an estimated 70% of the food products will come from areas outside the capital city. To ensure food quality, the committee is creating a tracking system for the 5,000 plus tons of Olympic vegetables and all the fruit and livestock needed, issuing an identity or serial number for each provider. If there's a problem, the committee will be able to identify the source. Preventing bioterrorism is another key part of food safety.
目前在重大国际体育赛事当中，反恐越来越提升到一个非常重要的高度。
After 9/11, the Athens 2004 security budget increased way beyond its original estimate, totaling over $1.3 billion. Beijing is likely to spend even more. A good chunk of this fund is going to food safety to guard against potential threats. But when it comes to food, it's not all about preparing for grim possibilities. Taste and variety are important too. Every Olympics has an Olympic menu, which is served in the Olympic Village. The dishes reflect the diversity of the athletes. While the Beijing Olympic menu will definitely include common Western food, like hamburgers, French fries, and spaghetti, the city also sees it as an opportunity to show the wide variety of Chinese food available.
在北京召开奥运会呢，是把中国食品呢推向世界的一个绝好的机会。中国的食文化呢源远流长，也深受世界各国人民的喜爱。我们想呢，通过奥运会呢，能够有更多的朋友替我们宣传、介绍中国的传统食品以及中国的传统食文化，从而呢，把中国的历史文化和文明呢传播到世界各地。
The 1964 Tokyo Olympics helped introduce sushi on a grand scale. And the 1988 Seoul Olympics did the same for Korea's traditional pickles, or kimchi. So, which Chinese dishes will be on the Olympic menu in 2008? Well-known dishes, like Kung Pao chicken, are likely options, but some would like to see less-known local snacks included too.
在奥运会上呢，为了安全因素，考虑到食品标准化加工的需要，所以中国各地都有一些传统的小吃或者美食。我想呢，还是应该不能够都端上奥运会的这个餐桌。
With so many delicacies left off the Olympic menu, serious food addicts will have to venture outside the Olympic green to satisfy their curious appetites.
在奥运会期间呢，运动员包括官员们肯定不可能只在奥运村内或者宾馆饭店内用餐，所以呢，他们一定会到北京的一些大街小巷去享受美食。我们呢，这时候要做的工作呢，绝不简简单单是保证几家餐馆的安全，整个北京市的大大小小的餐馆呢，到时候呢，我们想都要确保安全卫生。
That's a daunting task, and one that can't be done overnight. So the Olympic food safety policy was adopted 3 years before the Games. A classification system has been put in place that rates the city's restaurants on a scale of A, B, C, and D. A indicates the cleanest and safest option. All restaurants in Beijing are required to post a sign at the entrance which states the health department rating. So, in the Olympic spirit, even restaurants are hoping for high scores in 2008.
我们的奥运会呢，既是一次体育的盛会呢，我们也希望它是一次食品的盛会。
Every day in Beijing can be a food festival, but come 2008, it'll be a safer party. So, let's get the party started. Just in time for your trip to the Olympics, we sampled 4 Beijing restaurants. Each specializes in a different regional cuisine. See which part of China speaks to your taste buds. Chinese food. In America, people often think of it as a single cuisine. But Chinese food varies by region, just as it does in America, where a bowl of New Orleans gumbo is very different from a bowl of New England clam chowder. There are 8 regional Chinese cuisines, each with distinct differences. But lucky for Olympic visitors, Beijing has them all. Beijingers usually choose between Hunan, Sichuan, Cantonese, Fujian, Shandong, Jiangsu, Anhui, or Zhejiang cuisines. To Westerners, Zhejiang might be one of China's least known cuisines. Right now, I'm in a restaurant in Beijing, but I may as well be 1,000 miles away southeast in China's Zhejiang province. This restaurant is called Kangyiji, and it's trying to evoke the character of the Zhejiang region with these streams and lakes. Unlike other types of Chinese cuisine, food from the Zhejiang region is not spicy. The emphasis is on freshness and seafood. Freshness and authenticity are so important that this restaurant has its ingredients flown in from Zhejiang province every day. The kitchen is simple, spacious, and clean. Zhejiang cuisine is known to be both simple and light in taste. But there's one dish they make here that's an acquired taste. It's called chou tofu, or stinky tofu, something you probably won't find on the Olympic menu. The tofu is fermented for several days, which gives it an odor some might describe as foul. Then it's deep fried to stinky perfection. When it's finished, the aroma is almost like rotting vegetables, hence the name stinky tofu. But for those who've acquired the taste, stinky tofu is the Chinese equivalent of a strong cheese, like gorgonzola, and it's actually very popular. Most of Kangyiji's dishes, however, are not acquired tastes. They're instantly appealing. Tell us about the dishes. What's here?
这道菜呢是利用了现在比较时兴的原料银鳕鱼，但我们这个呢是用我们绍兴特有的小葱，把这个鱼夹在里面，让它的这个葱香充分的渗透到这个鱼里面。这道菜是毛蟹年糕，是选用绍兴这个水乡那种特产的小的闸蟹，然后配上宁波的那种糯米年糕，一起烧制出来的。醉虾鲜香味美，它虾里面透着浓郁的酒香，它是生食的菜。这个是生煎包，所谓生煎包呢，就是它包子在煎的之前它是生的，它所有的成熟的过程都在这个锅子里面进行，所以它最大限度地保留了它馅儿里面的那种肉汁。
If you want to try all of these dishes, do what a lot of Chinese people do. When you come for the Olympics, gather a bunch of friends or family and reserve a private dining room. Most big Chinese restaurants have them. Your own private waitstaff will put all the food on a Lazy Susan. Now you share everything and enjoy the food and ambiance. Kang Yiji's ambiance is lush, but chefs also put a lot of care into the food's appearance. Carrots are hand-carved into garnishes, and flowers and vegetables are used to create the appearance of a caterpillar in this pork dish. But it's all part of providing Beijingers and Olympic visitors with an authentic Zhejiang dining experience without leaving the city. This might look like a bowl of chili peppers, but it's actually a Sichuan dish called chili pepper chicken. Where's the chicken? Well, it's hidden and I have to find it. You're probably thinking that this is going to be really spicy. Well, now comes the daredevil part of my job. You're right, it's really spicy, but spicy is the name of the game in Sichuan cuisine. Chili peppers are one of the key ingredients in Sichuan cooking. But there are other spices too, as Sichuan chef Huang Bing of Beijing's famous Bagua Buyi restaurant explains.
这个是干花椒啊，这个是鲜的花椒，这个叫麻椒，这是泡椒，这是野山椒，这是青的小米辣椒，这是干辣椒，这是鲜的红的小米辣椒，这是泡辣椒酱，这是豆瓣酱，这是泡的子弹头辣椒，这是豆豉。
In truly authentic Sichuan cooking, the peppers are only half the spicy story. There's also these Chinese peppercorns that are abundant in the restaurant's chili pepper chicken dish. Once in the mouth, these peppercorns create a warm sensation that actually numbs the tongue. When combined with the chili peppers, there's a 1-2 punch. Even if you're not an Olympic boxer, you'll appreciate how the chili peppers ignite your taste buds, then the peppercorns create a little relief by numbing your tongue. Eventually, this combination works a special magic that will make you submit to its charms and actually embrace the spiciness. If you come to Beijing for the Olympics and you dare to try authentic Sichuan cooking, here's what Chef Huang recommends.
这个菜的名字叫三峡式爆脆肠，主要是用那个干辣椒、花椒、糖醋这些调料炒制的。为什么叫三峡式爆脆肠呢？就是利用那个石头的温度啊。 把这个炒好了，放在石头上边，就用那个石头的温度，使它这个麻辣味的中和复合味能够更好的体现出来。这个菜叫锅盔回锅肉，这个锅盔啊是用就是那个面粉做的啊。这个回锅肉就是川菜里面的一道名菜，主要是用那个豆瓣酱跟那个甜面酱炒制的一个家常味的菜。 吃的时候呢，就可以把那个肉跟那个辣椒放在锅盔里边，这样夹着吃。这个菜呢叫竹筒野菜荤豆花。为什么叫荤豆花？豆花一般都是素的，我们那个荤豆花是用鸡脯肉做的，上面那个绿的是一种苋菜的一种，我们叫番杏，有的叫野菜，就是竹筒野菜荤豆花。这是一道咸鲜味的菜啊。 这道菜呢就叫那个林叶宣椒虾，主要是用那个海虾，把它去头去壳，然后铺上那个鲜的辣椒跟青花椒，炒制的一种家常味的菜，主要是突出那种鲜辣椒的那种辛辣味跟那个鲜花椒的那个清香味。
The taste of Bagua Buyi's spicy Sichuan cuisine will stun your taste buds into submission, but the ambiance will blow your mind. This restaurant makes you feel like you're dining in an ancient Sichuan opera house. The food will challenge your tongue, but the place is sure easy on the eyes. Even the exterior of the restaurant looks right out of the Sichuan countryside. Walk into the lobby and you'll see an artist practicing the traditional Chinese craft of dough figurines, which dates back about 2,000 years. Leave the lobby and enter the restaurant, and you can dine on one of 2 floors. If you're with a large party, you can have an intimate meal in one of the private dining rooms. Many of the key ingredients used in Sichuan cooking are used in the restaurant's decor, including corn and peppers. Back in the kitchen, of course, the peppers aren't for decoration. Bagua Buyi uses over 30 pounds of chili peppers every day to scorch its customers' palates. Is there such a thing as too spicy?
如果有的客人他不需要吃那么辣，我们可以给他减一下。那么，但是一般情况下我们不会去减辣，因为这个辣跟麻就是我们这个酒楼的特色。
What's your favorite thing to drink after hot food like this?
我吃那个辣子鸡的时候最喜欢喝啤酒。
Better make that a few beers or a lot of water, because if you come to Bagua Buyi to try Chef Huang Bing's food, you'll need it. Authentic Sichuan food, so spicy it'll make your face sweat like an Olympian in training. But of course, the only thing you've exercised is your appetite. That made it worse! Now for some relief, let's head to Huangting for some mild and familiar Cantonese cuisine. The elegant Huangting restaurant resides in the basement of the Peninsula Beijing Hotel, behind two heavy, ancient wooden doors. A quick glance around the room removes you from your Olympic frame of mind and reveals many other touches of imperial China. The simple tables and chairs are reproductions from those found from the 14th century to the 17th, China's Ming Dynasty. Even the walls are hundreds of years old. The gray bricks were rescued from demolished Beijing hutongs, traditional crowded neighborhoods. There's a lot of culture on display here, and the first dish hasn't even arrived yet. The behind-the-scenes work is headed up by executive chef Hong Se Choi. He's got 2 decades of experience cooking Cantonese cuisine, and as a native of Hong Kong, even more experience eating it. But this raises an important question. Just what is Cantonese cuisine anyway? Think of Cantonese as a regional cuisine, like Southern food in the United States. The area around Canton Province, now called Guangdong, is known for its abundance of fresh seafood. Deep-fried prawn rolls.
This is the beef mushroom.
Beef tenderloin with wild mushroom. Thank you, Shishini. It looks so good. Wow. It's my first bite. Wow. You can't have a bad meal in China, but this is even better. Deep-fried prawn rolls and mayonnaise. Now I'm going to try the beef tenderloin with wild mushrooms. Oh my God. It melts in your mouth. It's like butter. I think I can stop eating just for a second to see what else is on the menu here. Wow. Okay, appetizers. Look at the size of the menu, number 1. I have eaten throughout Beijing and cannot believe how many different things there are to try, and everything is good. So cold appetizers, marinated cucumber strips with sour orange peel. Oh, lotus root in orange juice. Try it. It is so good. Even people who don't like lotus have tried this and loved it. So if you like something exotic, there's marinated cuttlefish, chow joe style. So I haven't tried it, but any fish I've eaten here has been very, very good. Let's see here, shark's fin and bird's nest, a little politically incorrect for Americans. Maybe I'll move on. Here's something that's a little bit unusual for a Cantonese menu, wok fried chicken with chili and peanuts. You won't find a lot of spicy hot dishes, so the chili might make that sort of interesting. Freshness is the hallmark of Cantonese cuisine. In order to preserve the flavor of the main ingredient, dishes are often steamed, stir-fried, or quickly deep-fried. Seasonings and sauces are kept light, especially in comparison with spicy Sichuanese or Hunanese dishes. Huangting's famous for dim sum, a procession of delectable little snacks washed down with lots of high-quality tea. It's a favorite weekend brunch activity among friends and family here in China, and in the United States as well. On a dim sum menu in China, you might not see the same things you'd see in the US. I do see pork buns, and I see some sui mai on here, and actually my favorite, which is the steamed barbecue pork buns. But I'm seeing things here that I've never seen before. For instance, congee with pork liver, Cantonese style. Congee is a porridge, and also rice flour crepes are on here. Barbecued pork puffs with dried grapes, coconut egg custard tartlet. I have to go because I have to order one of those right now. Of all the regional cuisines that China has to offer, Cantonese is likely to be the most familiar to Americans, probably because it's been around the longest. The first wave of Chinese immigrants to the United States were Cantonese. If you're in Beijing for the Olympics and you want to leave your worries behind, consider putting yourself in the Tibetan state of mind at Makayami Restaurant.
因为北京是一个大都市，西藏就是一个小城市，是吧？所谓的这一边，我们自己也亲身感觉得到，到了北京就是一天到晚都是很忙碌，就是没有很多的休闲的时间。那么藏区的话比较闲一些，没有那么多的繁忙吧。
Tibet borders Nepal and India. It's a hilly, mountainous region known for a rich culture of art, music, and food. Tibet is thousands of miles from Beijing, both in geographical distance and culturally. You're not just here to eat Tibetan cuisine, but to immerse yourself in all things Tibet. It hits you as soon as you walk through the door. A Tibetan prayer wheel is the first thing you see. Turn it clockwise to send a divine wish to the heavens. So, will Olympians be found here before their competitions? Only time will tell. But this is just the entryway. You haven't seen the main dining room yet. A vast display of earthly Tibetan elegance. Once you let the big picture wash over you, look closer. The painting and wood carving is detailed on an almost impossibly intricate level. Arrive here with a large dining party, and you can reserve a private dining room that will make your group feel like Tibetan royalty. This golden room is a good place to celebrate a gold medal. All the dining rooms have unique colors and details. Such painstaking handmade craftsmanship is rare in today's machine-made world, and it could only come from one place.
那么所谓的这个里面的很多东西都是来自于藏区，就是包括这些地方雕的都是藏区的很多的木匠，当时装修的时候要邀请他们，然后他们来做，这些一笔一画就是画出来，包括这些的土的一些染料，这些黄色的这些染料呢，也是从藏区拉过来在这边染。
Another reason for the restaurant's Tibetan authenticity? Nearly everyone who works here, from the wait staff to the owners and chefs, is from Tibet. But the heart of the authentic Tibetan dining starts in the kitchen with the food itself.
那么呢，总体的就是藏餐呢，它就是刀工比较讲究，它的特点，口味比较重，主要就是牛羊肉和一些奶制品制作的比较多。
Many of the ingredients come from Tibet, including the lamb meat.
藏区的羊肉是非常非常香的，因为它不给乱七八糟的一些东西，就是一个草，山上的一些野草。那么这个野草呢，吃了之后就是羊也健康，而且就是我们吃的时候，这个肉质非常非常香。
The cooking is mostly wok fried, although some dishes are roasted, like this one.
这道呢，我们马家阿密的招牌菜，就叫草原生烤羊排。
Another common Tibetan ingredient is yak meat.
那么它呢，用牦牛肉一起炒成，口味是比较辣一点，但是我们自己泡出来了，比较酸辣的一个口味。
Yak is even part of a Tibetan beverage served with most meals.
这个呢，就是藏家的酥油茶，用牛油做的一道家常的，经常像藏族家里都是每家每户都是必备的一些饮品。
Ginseng is a key herb in Tibetan cooking, like this ginseng corn chicken dish.
鸡肉和就这个里面的一个黑色，这个是人参果，它也是海拔4500多米以上才能长，但是它的营养是非常非常丰富。
Part of that local Tibet taste includes another ginseng dish, ginseng salad.
这道菜呢，就是一种凉菜， 但藏区来讲的话，就是只有一个人参果和酸奶，就叫卓秀，也是非常非常好的一个我们的主打菜。
A few of these salads might help cut seconds off an Olympic sprinter's time, since ginseng is considered an energy booster. Finally, there's a kind of Tibetan tortilla, a bread made from lentils.
这个就叫青稞薄饼，青稞面做的一个饼，那么这个里面卷起来是非常非常好。
It's good. This is salty and crunchy, and I really like the carrots. A little bit of spicy in there, but like I said, he went easy on me because he took most of the peppers out. It's really good.
If you've never had Tibetan cuisine before, it'll feel like a whole new world on your taste buds. And if Tibetan food culture isn't enough, Makayami Restaurant also serves up a dinner performance with authentic Tibetan song and dance. That's it for this episode. Here's a look at what's coming up on the next Beijing Are You Ready? On the next episode, your Olympic homesickness cure might begin at a cafe. And with its emphasis on American comfort food, this one could be called the Homesickness Hospital. Then a visit to Beijing's Athena restaurant and cuisine from the very first Olympic country, Greece. Also, the solution for a homesick sweet tooth. That and more coming your way on the next Beijing Are You Ready? From Beijing, I'm Mary Windishar, and we'll see you next time.
哪里都是尽情自由的味道，荣誉梦想。在这里全部时间。One world nation come together, one dream, free man fly higher. One world, one dream all about time.